right, everyone. Welcome back to episode 69 of the Gamedaytarps podcast. Our first one of the 2025-2026 season officially kicking off this week. We've had some great games. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching to this point, listening, subscribing to us, liking the videos, and of course watching on X and everything that we're posting on. It's awesome. But we got some big stuff to talk about. First off, not hockey related. Dallas, you just got back from Europe. Why don't we go over that?
Hold on. First off, question to you three and to anyone else watching. Can you hear my TV in the background?
No.
Okay, good. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, so I just spent the last couple weeks in Europe. As anyone could tell, I've been kind of AFK from GDT, but nonetheless, it was a good experience. This wasn't my first time in Europe. Definitely wanted to go back for a while, and now the opportunity has come and gone again. It was pretty fun, boys. I mean, I went to Germany, I went to Spain, I went to Italy, I went to France. Like, it was awesome. Like, there was a lot of times in those 2 weeks, there's a lot of planes, trains, boats, buses. But you know what? All in all, it was a great experience, and I definitely recommend to you boys here and anyone else out there listening, like, just do it. It's awesome. It's a totally different world over there, and a lot of fun. Like, very, very different from what we have, over here in North America. Like, there's a lot of great cultures, food, architecture, history. There's just so much just to take in. And I think the big ticket item was going back to Italy. It was really fun. Once again, big ticket items included like go to Rome, Firenze, Pisa. I also went to Pompeii. So that was the first. I never got to go to Pompeii my first time. But yeah, it was really fun. Unfortunately, it fucking rained on us like a good part of the trip. But it was weird. Like, beautiful sunrise in the morning, rain for like 4 hours, and then it would just clear up again. Me and my brothers in Salerno. I went to Pompeii, 45 minutes outside of Salerno. I got back from that bus trip, and then I hooked up with my brothers, and then we went out drinking, and like you can get like a pint for like $3, €3. Like,
So
we were bar hopping. It was so fun. And then other big ticket items too was like Ibiza. If you guys ever heard of Ibiza, Spain, that was pretty cool.
Apparently, the content creators say you have to call it Ibiza.
Yeah, Ibiza. The Z is the sure.
And also I went to Palma de Mallorca. Barcelona too. Barcelona, Spain was pretty cool. And yes, Ryley, there was a lot of stores that sold FC Barcelona football gear. So yeah, that was my first thing. I was like, yeah, Ryley would be in heaven right now, seeing all these soccer jerseys everywhere. Not even just FC Barcelona. Like, there was a lot of other, stuff. Like even when I was in Firenze, like I seen ACF Fiorentina gear, who I actually love their jerseys. They're pretty fucking clean. Went to Canes, France. That was pretty sweet. Last time I went to Monaco, about a 45-minute drive from Marseille and Canes, so it was pretty cool. Rome, got to see the Colosseum. Vatican, that was pretty awesome. I also went to a couple cool Italian fishing villages that are like UNESCO World Heritage Sites on a bullet train that goes literally right through the mountains on the cliffs of the Mediterranean. Vernazza and Monterosso, another good highlights if you're ever going to Italy. And Leaning Tower of Pisa, that was pretty cool. But yeah, all in all, I mean, like, it was pretty cool. Oh, and Frankfurt, Germany, that's where I started. That was pretty cool. Good experience all in all. And then, yeah, like, just really adjusting back to like the Pacific daylight times, and then, going back east to see my family as well in Windsor. We all actually went to Europe this time, but so 3 hours difference ahead than BC, and then going 9 hours ahead in the European time zones that we all ventured through, and then coming back and doing it again. So 4 different time zones, and I'm still feeling jet lagged, but all in all, great trip, boys. Let's get into this good hockey season now.
Hold on. I wanted to ask you, obviously, through listening to that, found out that it's not your first time going to Europe. As someone that's been to Europe myself, the first thing that I realized, and the biggest thing, was like how close the countries were. We drove from Germany through Austria into Italy in the same day.
Oh yeah.
Did you just realize, like, holy shit, like, you could like throw a stone into the next country?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. Like, obviously here in Canada, we're very acclimated to like driving through like Ontario, where it could take like 2 days to get from east to west, or like, BC, like it takes like maybe 6 hours max to, go from Vancouver all the way to Golden, weather and traffic dependent. But like, as you just alluded to, Day, like 5-6 hours in Europe can get you through like 2 to 3 different countries. And it's amazing. Like my first time when I was there, it was only just trains and buses. So like I took the TGV. It's a bullet train from Paris down to the coast of Nice, France. It's awesome. And then like hitch up a bus, and then like you're going through Italy, you can go through Switzerland. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. There's so many different things about Europe that like I wish North America could take, a lot of tips from, but maybe it's just why let's just keep it that way because it's a good getaway. But yeah, they do things so much differently, and I love it over there. Like I may move over there, boys. I don't know. It's so awesome.
You did text us that.
It's a possibility. Everything's cheaper there. Let's just leave it at that. Everything's a lot cheaper than what we're accustomed to here.
Well, fellas, let's get into this thing, eh?
All right, boys. After that, thanks, Dally. We're glad you're back. First off, want to say that. But let's get back into it here. Some actual, some hockey talk. Or I guess, boys, we could talk about the summer roundup. I think that maybe we kind of are all caught up on summer, unless anyone has anything that they want to add to their summer. But I think, mine went pretty smooth.
Yes. I think we should mention something. Obviously, we had the live show going on this summer. Like that was something we started up at GDT. But Ryley, do you want to tell everyone what we kind of came up with this afternoon?
Yeah, for sure. We haven't done it yet, but we're going to start on graphic design and everything here weekend. But we're going to be doing what we're going to call a weekly NHL and CHL recap, and then also a preview. And we're going to call it a Tarps on preview and a Tarps off recap is what it's going to be. We're going to do one a week, like 10 to 15 minute videos. And we're just going to talk about only matchups. It's going to be CHL matchups all the way across, QMJHL, OHL, WHL, and then it's going to be everything in the NHL. And you could see any number of us. It's not one guy who's leading the charge. You could see one of us. You could see 5 of us on one of those videos. It just depends how that's going to turn out. But either way, yeah, it's something that we're kind of excited to announce that we're going to launch. We got to throw with the Empty Netters. We're kind of inspired by them. They announced that they're doing a really awesome NCAA recap. They partnered with NCAA. So if you want to check that out, go check them out, of course, because they're awesome. And we've had them on the live show before. But yeah, that kind of inspired us to try our own thing and see how it goes. So tune in for those as they come out this season.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for that. I think that'll be something interesting, something for the fans to kind of jump on and gain consistent traction with us and kind of be able to follow us on throughout the season. And if you want some short, quick content to consume, that'll be perfect. Little 10, 15-minute videos just banging out before the weekend. Get to watch some games, whether you're a CHL fan, NHL fan. It'll fit you.
You boys have been pumping up some amazing lives. I'm just going to throw it back for a second there because I know, I'm obviously not a part of it, but I do thoroughly enjoy listening to them. I know I fell asleep on the plane heading to Germany, listening to you and Colton's, season preview. So that was pretty fun. Keep up the good work, boys. You guys are doing a phenomenal job.
Anyone out there, make sure to tune into the audio versions like Dallas does. We know Dallas is one of our top audio listeners right now. Dallas, I don't know if you do this, but I do this. I'll go on and I'll search up Gamedaytarps podcast and I'll look for an ad and then I'll listen to the ad. Then I'll go back 30 seconds. Then I'll re-listen to the ad and then I'll go back 30 seconds and then I'll re-listen to the ad just because it gives us revenue.
That's fair.
You should start doing that too.
I should, because I know there's a certain ad, and I won't name what for copyright purposes on here, but there's a certain ad that I do enjoy listening to, and I'm glad it's the one that keeps popping up for me. So
awesome.
I'll just say TH, boys.
Right on, Ice Cap.
All right, boys, seeing as it's the first week of the NHL, let's go over who you guys think are having some best performances so far. Could be young guys, could be old guys, could be a
Harrison
surprise
Brunick.
player who's stepping up. Harrison Brunick. Hey, he's playing pretty good.
Got a goal. It's like prime Erik Karlsson out there. He's looking fucking good.
Yeah, the Penguins' new jerseys also look pretty good. Those are they third jerseys?
They are third jerseys. They
Yeah.
just came as a shock today too. It's like, oh, by the way, we're gonna be wearing them tonight, guys.
I don't mind it.
And like the Kings, when the Kings just randomly dropped their jerseys the other night too. So I like it. Little surprise, the third jersey reveal. Looks sick.
Those were nice.
Harrison Brunick's also the first South African-born player to score a goal to even play in the NHL. So, props to him.
No, Olaf.
Yeah,
Olaf
player.
Kolzig. Olaf Kolzig.
Yeah, player.
Was born there.
Really?
Yeah, but he's not from there. He's just born there. So,
No way.
Yeah, they're the only two. So he's the first ever to score because Kolzig never got a goalie goal.
Shout out to the late Olaf Kolzig. I believe he passed away a few years ago. Did he not?
I don't think so. I think Olaf Kolzig.
No, this is Daeden's Walter Gretzky thing all over again.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's fine. He's only going to be like 48. He's not that old.
If he did die, that's a shock to me.
Ray Emery. We lost Ray Emery, unfortunately.
This pod is not. This is why we don't record at midnight daytime.
No, I literally just thought I saw it. I thought I saw that he passed away a few years ago.
No,
I'm sorry if that's wrong.
He's kicking. He's good.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, the WHL has had a great showing for the start of the 25-26 NHL season face-off with quite a few guys currently on WHL rosters, like other notable guys like Ben Kindle showing out for the Penguins as well. What a great pick Pittsburgh got him. Like, just wow. Like, I think he's going to do great things the next few years for Pittsburgh. He's going to do really well going back to Calgary as well, if and when they do end up sending him down. And Emmett Finney, Colton, great to see him making the Red Wings opening night roster. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, it's the best story out of Kamloops in years, I think. Like, yeah, Stankoven went to the NHL. Minton's gone to the NHL. Scored the game-winning goal tonight, by the way, Fraser Minton. But 7th round pick, cracking the NHL roster, like trait right out of camp. That's like one of the best stories that we've had in years here. Super stoked for him. He looked good out there tonight. Hopefully they can change his jersey number to something a little more respectful. I don't think the 58 is the nicest number for him, but in due time. But no, it's so sick to see him just out there playing in the NHL and getting his chance. And a handful of Blazers alumni tonight. It was cool to see.
Oh, yeah. I'd say change it to number 9 for his Blazers number, but I don't think a lot of people in Hockey Town would appreciate him stealing Mr. Hockey's number. So we won't do that. We won't recommend that.
We can't even.
No.
He's retired.
He's
retired.
Yeah, exactly.
We have just placed by the way, my bet from earlier cashed. So $20 for sure. Just placed a live bet on 2 underdogs. They are both tied. The Utah Mammoth are tied with the Colorado Avalanche right now, 1-1. And the San Jose Sharks are tied with the Vegas Golden Knights. I took the Utah Mammoth plus 125 and the hold on 1 second San Jose Sharks plus 165. I did use DraftKings. Use DraftKings code THPN.
Gambling problem.
It's good.
Call.
It's good.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLING.
I would say my surprise, Justin Brazeau on the Pittsburgh Penguins. 2 goals in his first game. He only scored, what was it, like 6 or something last year. He looked better. He was always a 4th liner. He was pretty good for Boston. I actually quite liked him. But now he looks faster. He looks more alert out there, and they're giving him a big role. I believe he's playing with Malkin full time to start the season. So big jump for him, which is good to see. And he turned it into something. He was the NHL's leading goal scorer.
With Muse behind the bench now, it's like the Penguins don't look so discombobulated out there. Like, I know it's early. You know, they have a 2-0 record to start the season. Yes, things can change, but under Mike Sullivan, like towards the tail end of his tenure there, like they weren't clicking. Like a lot of the chemistry was gone, like a lot of sluggishness. But now I think they have a new life, and I think they're going to be a force to reckon with again in the Eastern Conference. I do like what I'm seeing from the Pittsburgh Penguins organization. A lot of these young talent coming up, like we mentioned, Harrison Brunick and Ben Kindle. Like, there's a lot of promising things to come out of this Penguins organization for the next few years. Like another guy like Tanner Howe through the system as well. Like, just look out. And then also with Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang, the only trio in North American sports currently to play 20 seasons as teammates. Like, that is a feat, guys. And I know we won't be seeing that for much longer. And it's sad. I mean, like, I've grown up watching Letang, Crosby, and Malkin. Like, this is a great trio. And I know they're at the tail end of their career, but maybe they could actually go out with a bang, actually start winning again, go back to their winning, culture in Pittsburgh. So we'll see. I mean, but good things are coming out of Pittsburgh, like Justin Brazeau, Harrison Brunick, getting on the board. So yeah, things are looking better in the 4-1-2 boys.
Yeah, friend of the show, actually, Colby Armstrong, dropped a episode on Sportsnet of On the Couch with Colby. It was with Sidney Crosby talking about how sometimes losing teams can create trade rumors and stuff like that. So there's some talk about that stuff. I watched a few minutes of it, so check that out if you're a Pens fan.
And also go watch our GDT Live with Colton with Colby Armstrong as well on GDT Live. Go check that one out.
Yeah, anywhere you can watch YouTube. It's on X still if you can scroll down and find it. It's also on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you get your podcasts. So go check that one out. It's one of our, honestly, these boys had about 15 mega episodes this summer with some of the huge guests. And then every other guest was right behind them, like incredible guests all summer long. So good job, boys, pulling in really credible, awesome people to come on live. So that was great for us. But let's get to some letdowns so far this week. I have 3. The Edmonton Oilers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Detroit Red Wings. Let's just talk about Detroit first. Embarrassed in their first game. John Gibson getting pulled, 3 goals on 15 shots or whatever.
Hold on. What did you expect from Detroit, though? I don't think a lot of people expected them to come in and just win their first game of the season.
Was this their first game tonight against Montreal?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, but at home with their new jerseys, their 100th season, they lay an egg like that. I don't care if they win. You just can't lose that bad. You can't be embarrassed out of your own building. And then we have both Tampa and Edmonton basically doing the same thing. Edmonton up 3-0, end up losing in a shootout to Calgary. Tampa Bay was up 3-1 and ended up losing with 1:45 left to Ottawa today, and they lost 5-4 in the end. They scored a goal with 12 seconds left to come within 1. But Tampa didn't take a shot for 18 minutes tonight, boys. Pretty embarrassing stuff. But go ahead, Colton, say what you're going to say.
I just wanted to go back to Detroit for a second because what Dallas is wearing reminded me of what was happening during the game. But they were chanting "Let's go Tigers" and Jared Goff's name when they were like losing really badly. So I think that's just hilarious.
Shout out to the boy, best QB in the league. But no, yeah. But I want to iterate what you were saying though, Rye. But do you remember 2 years ago, like one of our very first episodes of Game Day Tarps, we were like, where do we see John Gibson going?
Let's just talk about the team basically across the river, right? That's Detroit Red Wings. That's a place Gibson could go.
For sure. We definitely talked about that 1 or 2 episodes ago. Like, he would look sick in Detroit in the direction they're going. That just makes the most sense. Yeah, you got Kosa coming up too, but like, how sweet would it be to have Kosa and Gibson manning your net?
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, it never happened until like 2 years later, but all 3 of us said the Detroit Red Wings because they could use a great goaltender in John Gibson. Very unfortunate, he got pulled in his very first start in the regular season with the Red Wings. It sucks, but I'm sure he's going to bounce back. He always does. But no, going back to what you said about Edmonton, though, Rye, like it's the playoffs all over again for this team, right? When you got Stu and Bouchard making dumb plays like that, like Blake Coleman had probably one of the easiest goals of his career right there. Like just standing there
True.
watching the puck in front of your net, man. Like it's crazy. Like, for Bouchard as a defenseman, if the goalie's not going to play it, you take it and then you take it out of the goalie's vision, line of sight, and then you play it up the ice. You don't just stand there and just watch it. Like three blind mice, pretty much. Like I knew the Calgary Flames, a rebuilding Calgary Flames that would beat them. Like it's bad. It's bad. They're back to their old ways. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, John Gibson, I don't think is just as good as he once was as well. I think there's that aspect of it too. Like, it's not John Gibson of like 3 years ago that you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Detroit has a goaltending fucking curse. So they needed to do something there to address their goaltending problem. And yeah, Gibson was the best answer, I guess, for them. I don't know. I thought Edmonton played okay, but you kind of need more out of your guys like Bouchard and Skinner, like you both have said. I know Ryley and Zach Lang talked today on GDT Live about that, and just you can fault Bouchard and Skinner a lot in game one if you want, but I know Zach kind of pushed back a little bit on it, and it's just one game, but I think that those two are, crucial members of that team that you got to be able to rely on in all situations, even if it is game 1 or game 50 or game 82, right?
Yeah, and I didn't want to push Zach too hard because it's his team, and I do agree with what he was saying, but at the same time, this is a team that's been in the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row. In the first game of the year, that's a mistake that they make, and two guys who are prone to mistakes, like it just doesn't give me confidence that either of them are worth their weight in gold. Like Colton said, we talked to Zach Lang today from Oilers Nation. Go check that out too. And see our debate. It was pretty good going back and forth about it. But yeah.
And here's one last thing, and this one's mostly for you, Ryley, because I know you grew up playing hockey. You also coach hockey, but like, what is the number one thing that they teach you, when the puck is in danger close by the goalie and you have a player on the opposing team pressuring? What's the first thing you do as a defenseman?
Well, you got two things, I guess. One, you're communicating to your goalie, telling him what the situation's looking like. And second off is you definitely don't skate right up to him. You either bail to the corner to create a pass outlet or he covers it. Because if you stay close like Bouchard did, it made Skinner think Bouchard was taking the puck. Bouchard thought Skinner was going to pass it to him. And then it ends up on the stick of Calgary. So, yeah, Bouchard's got to go off into the dot there somewhere. Either he's getting a pass, Skinner's clearing it away otherwise, or Skinner's just going to cover it, which he should have done. He should have just covered it and been done with it. But, yeah.
A little aggressive. A little aggressive. But they just stood there like deer in headlights. Like, just, And I think Stu should have covered that. But he honestly, again, communication. He thought Bouchard was going to play it out. And then Bouchard probably thought, oh, yeah, Stewart's got this. He's going to cover it. Nope. Tap in by Coleman. Like, again, easiest goal of his career. But, oh, well, it's a blunder. It happens. But hopefully the Oilers, live and learn.
I know. I was thinking about it after, too. I don't want to be too critical of them because I am the guy who cheers for the team where Hedman and Bishop ran into each other in the Stanley Cup final. And Patrick Sharp scored on the empty net, which basically eliminated Tampa because Bishop was out the rest of the series and Vazzy, as a rookie, had to come in and try and salvage that. So, I can be harsh on them because it's a bad look for them, but I've also not had some good goaltending defenseman communication on my own team in the past.
Was that 2015?
So, yeah, 2015, yeah.
Yeah.
Tough look all around. Well, let's do division predictions. Just top four, nothing crazy. We don't need to break down everything. Just each guy, let's go through. What do we want to start with? The Atlantic, alphabetically, it's first.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Dally, you can give us your 1 to 4, who you think. It's not even wild card or anything, just 1 to 4, who you think is going to be at the top at the end of the year.
I got, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're probably going to be at number 1. Florida's going to be a solid number 2. They unfortunately have lost Alexander Barkov for the season. That is a huge blow for the Panthers, having their captain out prolonged. Kachuk's out till December, I'm pretty sure, so that's another huge blow. But don't count the Cats out. They're still a tough team to get through. So I have them at a solid number 2. Number 3, I got the Habs. The Habs are looking really, really good. Their core is just clicking on all cylinders. I really like what I'm seeing from Montreal. Number 4, Tampa. I got Tampa. And then because, Ottawa, Detroit, and Buffalo, they still have some things to figure out. A lot of kinks. Boston, I got dead last. But, yeah, that's my Atlantic predictions, boys.
Fair enough.
All right. So, obviously, I've got the Cats 1. They've been back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. It's hard to knock them off. Even though they don't have their leader right now, Alexander Barkov, they still have a really good core, and it gives Lundell the chance to play 1C and kind of prove himself here. Like you mentioned was it Rod Peterson a couple episodes ago? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, also go check out that episode with Rod Peterson of GDT Live. But number 2, I'm going to go with the team on the jerseys behind Ryley, Tampa Bay. Number 3, I'm actually going to go with the Montreal Canadiens. If they get their power play figured out, if they switch Bolduc and Demidov on the first power play, and then give Laine some more power play time, because if you say that he's a power play guy and he's only good on the power play, but then you only play him for 45 seconds on the power play, then you're not really getting his full potential. So it's really pointless. So things got to change there. 4, that's where it gets interesting. I'm actually going to go with the Ottawa Senators.
Wow.
So Florida, Tampa, Montreal, Ottawa. Toronto 5. But just in case Leafs fans are wondering, they're 5.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar, actually. I just kind of throwing this together in my head. I got Tampa 1, kind of biased, I think that there's been a lot brewing that they're a frustrated team and they really want to prove something this year. Whether that translates to playoff success, who knows? But I just feel like, I don't know, I've had this thought, and I know that maybe they didn't have a very good game 1, but Daeden, I really think that Montreal is going to be 2nd. I just have a feeling, because it's a tight division, right? No one's really going to run away with it. I think it's going to be very tight. And in a game of 2 points here or there, because you're looking at Toronto, their goaltending is suspect still. So for me, I think I'm going to put them 2. I'm going to put Florida 3, and I'm going to put Toronto 4, and I guess Ottawa 5. But
I will say Montreal was the only team to beat Florida 4 times last year. So I will say if Montreal gets some good divisional play and they can sweep some division series or go 3-1 in some division series, then they might have a chance.
I think, Montreal's main problem last year, this is the only little thing I'll say on it, is that they would lose to bad teams when they needed to win. And if they can fix that problem, they're going to get 10 more points, 12 more points. That puts them near 100 points. That's I think Tampa was 3rd or 2nd. Were they 2nd last year with 99 or something? So you're high up there in the division if you're in the high 90s. So I think I just think they could surprise. I probably will be wrong, but that's my thought. Go ahead, Colton.
Tampa, Toronto, Montreal, Florida.
Nice.
Sorry, say that again. That was quick.
Tampa, Toronto, Montreal, Florida.
Wow.
Tampa first.
You have Tampa, or you have Florida 2nd. I have Florida 1st. You have Florida where?
Me?
Ryley? Yeah.
3rd.
2nd, 1st, 3rd, 4th. Wow. Okay. So a 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice.
Yeah. Not bad for that. I mean, it doesn't stop the fact that they're going to be a playoff workhorse still. It's just that they're battling through injuries. They're going to lose a couple more games than they lost last year. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we move on to the harder division to really predict here? If you're going alphabetical, the Central Division, boys.
Yeah,
this one's going to be interesting.
Well, go for it. Dally, start us off.
Well, all right. So I got the Dallas Stars, taking it back, leading the Central Division. Then I got the Colorado Avalanche, 2nd in the division. I mean, they got a quite a few key pieces back since last year. Having Brock Nelson, who they acquired from the New York Islanders last year, and that big deal that sent top prospect Calvin Ritchie the other way. Great to see that it wasn't just a rental, and Colorado really wanted to have Brock Nelson as a solidified center on their team. Also having Gabe Landeskog back now for a full season is going to be really interesting and really exciting for Avs fans. It's going to be awesome to see their captain back, picking up where he left off back from the 2022 Stanley Cup finals against your Tampa Bay Lightning, Ryley. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And then I got the Minnesota Wild at 3. Locking down Kaprizov was the biggest thing that they needed to get done this offseason. Having that record-breaking deal, $17 million, it is outlandish, right? So that's good to see that they got their face of the franchise back in a max deal. But and then I got Winnipeg, not showing far behind at number 4. They have a Vezina caliber goalie. Everybody knows that he's probably going to have another Vezina caliber season again in Connor Hellebuck. But there's questions that need to be answered. When they reach the playoffs, can they contend, right? They could play the best hockey that they have all season long, but when push comes to shove, they have to show up. They have to show up in the playoffs, right? Because when you go through a team in your own division, in the Colorado Avalanche or the Dallas Stars in round 1 or 2, you're just going to get pushed over, and they have to get over that threshold of what can we do? Who can we add, or who could we call up to really just push us over that edge, right? To get to the Western Conference Finals. So they have some big questions.
Winnipeg, Dallas, Colorado, Minnesota.
Okay. A little bit contradictory to Dallas.
And shorter.
I do say, though, because having me at 4 for Winnipeg, but you already at number 1 for Winnipeg, there's no denying that Winnipeg's a great team. They are a very good team. I'm not discrediting them at all of having them at 4.
Don't backtrack on what you said.
No. But they did lose a big key in Nikolai Ehlers heading over to Carolina. So I don't know. I just really hope that void could be filled for them, and maybe I could be proven wrong, right? They could lead the division. But go on, Ryley. What do you think?
I don't know.
True.
Right now, I have to decide how much faith I have in the Predators because I picked them to be my surprise turnaround team this year. How much faith do I have in them this year is the question. I mean, Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg. I'm going to go Nashville, Minnesota. I think I'm going to go Nashville 4. I think they work really hard to get back in this year.
Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg, Minnesota.
All right. Before we go to the next 2 divisions, I think we throw to a quick ad break. We'll get a quick word from DraftKings, and we'll be right back with the next 2 division predictions.
NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one, because with the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to a cashing in. From first touchdown scores to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. This week on the DK Sportsbook app, you can find lines such as the Buffalo Bills at -220 favorites over the Atlanta Falcons, or Drake May at +220 to score anytime TD, and more. Lines and odds subject to change. Here's the best part. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Apply NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right, let's move on to the Metro. Dally, start us off.
The Metro. Okay, so I liked what I saw from the Washington Capitals last season. Okay. I think the Caps and the Hurricanes are really going to fight it out for 1 and 2. But I'm going to go Carolina, Washington, New Jersey, Pittsburgh. That is my top 4.
Holy Pitt.
Wow.
They're getting Gavin McKenna, and you have them in the playoffs. That's a wild bet.
Who's getting Gavin McKenna?
The Pittsburgh
It's a weird way to
Penguins.
call Boston.
Okay. That's pretty far from out at left field, but that'd be cool to see. But wow,
The Penguins getting McKenna, that's been said for like 2 years now.
So you think they're going to tank?
Okay.
That's what you're telling me.
I think they're not a good hockey team. That's just
They're at best a
just
wild
what
card
it is.
2. Wild card 2. They want to
Either
be
better than
competitive.
the
We know
Rangers?
Kyle Dubas as well as anybody too. Like they want to stay competitive with that trio with Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. So I don't know. We'll see. Do you really want
Okay,
Crosby and
I'll
them to
let you
go
have your
out
moment.
without playoffs? Is that what you're telling me?
It's going to be
That's
tough
unlikely.
come draft day when they're drafting first overall for you, but that's fine.
Trust me, I'd be happy. Believe me, but go on.
You're crazy for putting them 4, but Carolina, Washington, I'll put the New York Rangers up there, and then I'm going to slip Columbus into the 4 slot.
Good Lord.
I mean, I see a lot of overhype on New Jersey. I'm gonna go Washington, Carolina, Rangers. Jeez, do I believe in the Islanders? No, but I'll put the Devils, but I don't like the Devils really any more than I like the Islanders or the Blue Jackets, or like I don't think they're as good as people think they are.
See, here's my thing with the Blue Jackets. Like, they were in a playoff race with the Habs, Red Wings, like last year, right up until the last day. So, like, if they were that close to making the playoffs and the Habs did, and we have this much praise for the Habs, I know the Habs have a different like core and a different team around them, but like, if the Jackets were this close, everyone's been talking Jet Greaves up. He's a good back up there in Columbus. I think they could do a little bit of damage here. Who knows?
Jets the
Plus-
starter. That's the
Plus,
problem.
they went out and grabbed one of the best second-line centers in the league in Charlie Coyle at this offseason. That's a big bonus. They got one of the best defensemen in the league in Zach Werenski. You know, I always drafted my fantasy, got mad respect for Zach. So, you know, Columbus is a good and up-and-coming team, right? Like, they're going to go back to what they were doing in, you know, the late 2010s, right? Like, sweeping the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, let's bring that culture, that attitude, and that, you know, winning ways, you know, back for the CBJs. So, let's go. Sorry, I had to roast you on the spot there, Rye, but
I see that smirk. You're just trying to hurt me.
Columbus is always one of those teams that are always going to squeak in, no matter how hard they try. Like, they're going to do it, and they got a good team. So watch out. I like that pick, Columbus. Let's go.
Historically, that's not really true at all, but sure. They're like just always at the bottom of the league, even when Rick Nash was trying his best.
2013 to 2017, they were always a playoff team, right? Always finding themselves playing against the Penguins or the Rangers, right? So, I mean, they obviously lose, but, you know, they got a lot of grit.
Yeah, they won once.
Yeah, they did. They beat the Penguins, wasn't it? Or was it Tampa Bay that they beat?
No,
They swept Tampa in 2019.
Oh, yeah, it was too.
That was tough.
All right, go ahead, Colton. Tell us your Metro.
Carolina, New York, Rangers, New Jersey, Washington.
Okay.
Colton, I got a question for you because I brought up the Jets earlier, you know, and you kind of agreed, like, how could they fill this void without Nikolai Ehlers departing for Carolina? Like, do you think for the Metro Division, like Carolina, they added that piece in Nikolai Ehlers to really get him over that threshold to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again? Like, do you think this is what they needed for that forward core?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think that's kind of why I have Carolina pegged as like my runner-up for the Stanley Cup this year. I think that they figured it out in grabbing Ehlers, and they got that. They got that extra like little ounce to their game, or whatever you want to say.
Can I just be honest? Ehlers is always terrible in the playoffs because physicality makes him irrelevant. Unfortunately, he hasn't figured it out yet, which is a problem, especially in the West. Maybe the East, it won't be a problem because the East is notoriously less physical as long as you don't play against the Panthers or the Bruins, but the Bruins aren't going to be in most likely. So I don't know. He might be okay, but yeah, maybe they will make it to the Cup final. But then if they play a physical team, he tends to just disappear.
Yeah,
very Mitch Marner-esque.
I would argue that the Bruins aren't even like the big bad Bruins anymore. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like they're not even going to be in it. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
well, even they're not even like physical that in that sense.
But
yeah,
you know who has figured it out though, and you're gonna get a full good season of it, is Jackson Blake of the Hurricanes. He's playing on a line with Stanky and Svechnikov. Like, dude, Carolina has got it figured out, and Jackson Blake is gonna go off this season. You watch. And having Ehlers as that extra depth forward, like I think they're gonna be scary good this year.
All right, well, let's flip it to the Pacific then. Dally, start us off with your top 4 Pacific.
Okay, well, tough to say, boys, but unfortunately, I got Edmonton at 1 in the Pacific. They're just too good. There's no denying it. They're too good, right? They're going to run it back again in the West. They're going to try out to go all out for a third in a row Western Conference Championship. They're going to meet, whoever in the East in the Stanley Cup Finals. Will it be the Florida Panthers again? Probably not, but good possibility. I want to say Vancouver is going to get it figured out this year. They're going to be a juggernaut again in the West. The reason why I don't have Vegas at 2, but at 3 is because one of their best assets on the blue line and Alex Pietrangelo has been ruled out for the full season and the playoffs. So that is a huge blow to the organization. They got a good acquisition in Mitch Marner in the offseason for Nick Waugh. It's going to be really cool to see what Mitch Marner can do in his new tarps with the Vegas Golden Knights. Change of scenery, a little less pressure in Vegas than what he was used to in TO. So it's going to be cool. I got Vegas at 3. There's no denying that, they're always a threat in the Pacific. Number 4, I like to see the Kings, make it again. This is a send-off to the greatest king of all time in his final season for Anze Kopitar. So I really hope that, the Kings can do it right this time, maybe even make it past the Oilers, in the first round. So we'll see. What?
Yeah, I'm confused why you're laughing. You don't like the Oilers at 4 or the Kings at 4? You think they're too good or too bad?
No, I just
Spit it out, Junior.
I heard Dallas's girlfriend cough off camera. I was like, who coughed? And no one's mouth moved. And I was like, oh, it's Maya back off camera. That's all.
That's okay. Well, give us your Pacific then.
All right. Vegas. Your mouth moved, though. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing was nobody's mouth moved. Vegas, Edmonton, LA, Vancouver. I think Vegas is just going to be a powerhouse. Look at the way Dorofeyev went off. Eichel and Marner. Eichel went off as well in the first game. Marner's going to be a little bit out of the hockey mecca in Toronto, so he's not going to be around the media as much, which is going to be good for him. He won't have people egging or TPing his house or whatever they were threatening him to do in Toronto. But yeah, Edmonton, they're going to be in win now mode, so it's kind of hard to put them anywhere below 2. And then LA has just kind of been there, and Vancouver's going to be Vancouver. They're not going to be bad, but they're not going to be good. They're just not going to be like worse than Seattle, Calgary, Anaheim, or San Jose. That's the only thing. They could be, actually. Who knows?
Oh, you don't think San Jose comes out of the woodwork randomly? Imagine.
It'd be bad for them if they did.
Imagine.
If Will Smith plays like he does on my hot team right now, then they might win the Stanley Cup. But who knows?
Damn. High praise for Will Smith.
I am doing this solely for the LA Kings. Edmonton 1,
Oh God.
Vegas 2, LA 3, Vancouver 4. I'm giving the LA Kings the year off from playing Edmonton in the first round. So they
There
won't
you
lose
go.
to them 4 years in a row. I think that Vegas or Edmonton are interchangeable at the top, but I'll put Edmonton there for LA's sake. So hopefully they don't get slaughtered in the first round again.
All right. Vegas, Edmonton, Vancouver, Anaheim.
Ooh, I like that pick. Sneaky.
I don't know.
So taking the
There's
Kings
something
out?
about this Ducks team. Yeah, they're gonna be the 100-point. I had them pegged because that we did a thing at the face off this summer where it was like for the first 100-point team from the past season that'll be made for the playoffs this year, and my pick was the Kings. I think they'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
So they'll be that, they're 100 points last season, then they'll just, not make it this year. Not really good for Kopitar, but I mean, there's a dream of Kopitar maybe, going somewhere else. But that's mine. I think Anaheim's got a fun little team.
All right. Well, before we went live or before we started recording, everyone gave me their Stanley Cup Finals or Stanley Cup winner prediction, or way too early Stanley Cup winner prediction. But why don't we go ahead and throw that up? I know everyone knows everyone's except mine. Here they are.
Okay. 3 West and 1 East. See, again, like I said off air, like it's that weird spot where it's like, do you not be cocky and not vote for your team to not jinx it? But then it's like, oh, but if you don't vote for your team, you kind of look like an idiot. And I think they have a good enough team to at least try for it. So I went Tampa. But the West is strong. So.
Yeah, I think that Vegas is like kind of going to be a powerhouse in the West this year. When I look at the Pacific, there isn't that much. The Central is where you get a lot of so they won't face really any like challenge, I should say, in the playoffs until at least the conference final, right? So like, I don't know, it'll be tough unless they face a wild card team that's somehow like super good. I don't know.
My approach was a little realistic. I'm like, well, after that historic run by Mikko Rantanen, in his first half season with the Dallas Stars organization, like where was this Mikko Rantanen and then for the Colorado Avalanche, the past few playoffs? Like he went on a tear, and now you're going to see him with a full season with the Stars. They are going to probably get the 1 seed in the West most likely. Have an easy coast to the Western Conference Championship. So. I mean, like, could this be the year the Stars pull it off, right? Like, unfortunately, they lost against Tampa Bay, right, in 2020. So, like, can Jamie Benn finally get his, Stanley Cup? Can Jake Ottinger, stay strong in between the pipes and, really help out the team? And Mikko Rantanen, right, like, continuing that really good scoring touch and chemistry with his new teammates. So, I think, personally, Dallas has probably one of the best odds to go to the Stanley Cup finals.
I like it. I don't think that's wrong at all. I just pick Edmonton because it's cover or bust. I'm pretty sure, right? Kind of seems like it. So
With Skinner, it
I don't
is.
know.
His not just his Edmonton tenure. It feels like his NHL career is going to be on the edge if he doesn't get this team through. If he stays.
Here's the thing, though, too, right? Like recently, former Blazer, right? Connor Ingram heading over to the Oilers from the Utah Mammoth now. So, right, that could be a key good backup that Edmonton desperately needs, right? Like, we've seen Calvin Pickard in the past. Like, maybe Connor Ingram can one up that performance and say, hey, like, Stu, take a couple nights off. I can share the workload here. And, this could be a, Fleury and Murray tandem like what we saw in Pittsburgh, 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? When you have 2 good caliber first starting goaltenders on the team. So hopefully Connor Ingram can continue to find his solid performance, and Stuart Skinner can get back on track, and Edmonton is in for a good run with those two.
See, I wouldn't even be surprised if Ingram works his way back into a starting role.
I'm just saying, no offense to them, but they still only have 3 backup goalies, in my opinion. No offense to any of them, but they don't have their guy.
All right, buddy.
Well, Stuart Skinner wouldn't be starting on any of the other top 10 teams in the NHL.
I don't definitely agree with that. It's not him.
Well, Ingram was the backup to Vejmelka before he left last year. He lost the starting job.
Put him in like San Jose. He's probably starting, or
but like I started in San Jose, like.
I don't know about
until
that.
This year when they locked it down with Askarov. Until this year, after Blackwood to Askarov hole with Georgiev and stuff, dude, they could have pulled ball hockey guys off the street.
Georgiev got waived again yesterday by Buffalo. So
yeah, because he's terrible.
He's probably going back to Russia.
Colorado found that.
Ooh, Dallas.
Year on him.
Dallas, you'll like this one since we're talking about Buffalo. Shout out to Buffalo for picking up former Cape Breton West Islander Telescup champion with the Cape Breton West Islanders, Colton Ellis.
Yeah, and former Charlottetown Islander as well. Shout out to him. That was a good pickup. Very good pickup.
Good name. Josh Norris injured tonight again.
Josh Norris?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
That guy's not a hockey player. He's an IR specialist.
Damn.
He just keeps getting injured. It's not good.
And they lost 4-0 too. Jeez. How long did his season last this year? I'm going to find him. Where's this? He played 18 minutes and 51 seconds.
2 periods.
Good for him. What a season of Josh Norris, honestly.
Great stuff.
Well, we know Josh Norris never be coming on this podcast.
That wasn't a chirp. He's just had the most unfortunate injury luck ever. Are we going to go over CHL stuff or are we going to wrap it up?
Let's save the CHL stuff for Tarps on and Tarps off. Like we mentioned at the start of the show, fellas, we're going to be starting a CHL and NHL recap and previews. Probably like a Sunday, Monday, or like a Saturday night, Monday morning thing. Who knows? Or Saturday night, Monday. We'll figure out a schedule and we will let you guys know once we all get some stuff done. Richard Daly and I will probably spend a couple nights up until 2 a.m. pumping out some different designs for both of these shows. So, yeah, we'll let you guys know once we get everything figured out. But anything else you guys want to touch on?
No, I think that's it. Almost an hour in. Another season of hockey underway. It's awesome. Feels great to be able to, get to this point. It always takes forever from the end of the playoffs till now. And I was always pissed because Tampa didn't even make it to my birthday in May. So it's been a long couple months, but here we are. So, yeah, again, thanks everyone. Oh, go ahead. I
was just going to say, I'm glad I'm home, watching hockey at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and not having to stay up until 2 a.m. to watch a game for you guys. It's going to be like, 7 p.m. puck drop. So glad to be home.
Beauty. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Go ahead, subscribe to YouTube, follow us on all social media, tune in on Spotify or anywhere that you get your podcast, and we will see you guys in episode 70 of the Gamedaytarps podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another episode over here on the Hockey Podcast Network and Gamedaytarps Podcast. We've got so much more for you. We've got lots cooking. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell so you never miss a beat. For myself and the other guys over here at Gamedaytarps, we'll see you next time.